Hello, how are you? Idiot of the day, Jeff here. It's Friday. Commit, don't quit. Live stream call today, overlays and change. Let me just take a second to get things open, so I'll just take a second. Sorry, everybody. Hope you're having a good day so far. And there we are. Okay, perfect. We have that open. I think I'll be able to, I'll see that a little bit better, and that should work. Let's see, do we have anybody here? I don't think we have anybody yet. I'm just going to run a couple things while we load. Hey Steve, how are you? It's nice to see you. I'm just running things in the background, and a few things set up. How's your day going? It's really good to see. I really appreciate you dropping in. You know, it's Friday, and I bet it's Friday night for you, so I do appreciate it. I know if you can't stay in that, but I really appreciate you coming. Thanks again, much appreciated. Let's get that open. Let me see that. Okay, we got that loaded. Good stuff. Okay. Hello, Steve. How are you? It's great to see you. I'm just kind of messing around with a few things. I've been busy. The kids are off today, so been busy with them this morning. Razzle Rama videos. Hey Razzle, how are you? Steve and Razzle, thank you so much. Steve says, I'm fine, got back from work. How are you? Good. You know what? It's Friday. What else can you say about it? My daughter, you know, we didn't know if she'd come over last night because she wasn't feeling well yesterday. She stayed home. And then she called last night, said, do you think it's okay if I stay home and you pick me up when you drop Joe off at work? And I said, oh yeah, no problem. So she got home here, and she went right to bed. She's been sleeping since about 9 o'clock this morning. So that's what, about the last 5 hours. So I think you know, a day and a half of sleep probably help her. But and Ethan, he's upstairs playing Xbox, playing Fortnite. So you know, what are you gonna say? I'm down here by myself, which is kind of nice right now. B-Boss and 617. Good afternoon, my brother. Much love. I love B-Boss and 617. How you doing, anyways? I hope you're having a good Friday. You know, I can't complain. The weekend's coming up, so what are you gonna say about that? Rob's Homemade. Hi Jeff, how are you? Good. Hey Rob, it's great to see you, buddy. It's nice to see you, Razzle. Nice to see you, Steve. It's good to see you. Razzle says, great me to just get back from work, Jeff. So you're just getting home too, Razzle. That's good. Let me just pull the chat up here. This will be so much easier. Whoops. Let me make that a little smaller, but bring it up so I can see it better. Fishing with Martin. Hey, what's up, man? It's nice to see you. I appreciate you coming. Steve Believe Guitar says, welcome everybody, and like Steve says, I appreciate it. Welcome everybody. Please consider leaving a like, or thanks a lot, Steve. So like Steve says, you know what, if you're new to the chat, you know, if you do like what you see, there is a red subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. You can always hit that if you like, and there's a bell if you hit or tap that bell for notifications. They'll let you know when notify you for the lives and when the videos populate. Excuse me, sorry about that, everybody. Rob's Homemade, can't wait to show all of you my 2K subs special video up very soon, I hope. Oh wow, that's awesome. Did you just hit Rob? Did he just hit 2K? You must have, I imagine. That's awesome. You know, there's a lot of people been moving up and stuff like that. That's fantastic, Rob. Congratulations, my friend. B-Boston 617 says, my weekend's starting off on a good note. Thanks for asking. Good. Yeah, you know what? It's the best part, isn't it? Friday afternoon when it's all over with. Ivy Reno. Hey, Jeff and Jojo, if you want some love here, but we'll be in the background for having dinner. Oh, no worries, Ivy. I see that you have a premiere. You must. I don't know if it started. I haven't seen it yet because I've been busy this afternoon, but I will watch it today for sure, Ivy. It's good to see you. You have dinner. We'll talk to you later, Ivy. Thanks again for coming. I'm much appreciated. I do appreciate it. Cole Outdoors. Hey, Cole, how are you? Good morning. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. You know what, Cole? I saw that you must have made a new intro and stuff. I caught it a tail bit. I guess it's last night. I saw it. You know, it looks very nice. Did you do it yourself? It looks great. Maybe it was just something you put up as a quick video last night. But you know, if it's still up, everybody check Cole Outdoors. He did like a new intro. I think it's like what, 20 or 30 seconds, Cole. But it's fantastic. It's got the logo coming out. Take a look at it. He did a fine job with it. Treasure Hustlers. Hey, how are you? It's great to see you. Is it Sarah or Jackie? It's nice to see you. And smash the like button. Usually it's Sarah. No, it's usually Jackie. But Treasure Hustlers, it's nice to see you. And Cole Outdoors says, "How are you?" You know, I'm great. Trying to do a few updates. I can't get OBS to do exactly what I want. I can get OBS to do what I have in front of me. I can't get those overlays. Streamlabs and Stream Elements, what I would have liked to do to put overlays on the back, I can't get that to work with the computer. It uses too much CPU usage, and it locks everything up. So this is as good as I can get for the time being. Let's see. Recycle Dude. Hey, Eric, how are you? It's nice to see you. I was just saying, you know, I've tried my best to update it, but this is as good as I can get. So for now, I'd like to get the chat maybe to change the color scheme, but it is what it is. Let's see here. Oh, it's both. Oh, okay. Sarah and Jackie, it's great to see you both. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Ozzy 1968. Good morning. It's good to see you, Mia. I hope you're doing well. Jackie's typing. Okay. Call Outdoors. I just posted it. It's been opening my morning shows. Oh, good. Great to see. That's awesome. That is great. Losing my voice here. Sorry about that. Recycle Dude. Hustlers in the house. That's awesome. Eric, are you going live tonight? Let me know if you're going live either this afternoon or this evening. Anyways, let us know. Steve Believe. Welcome, everybody. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. And Treasure Hustler says, yes, Eric, we're back. Awesome. Cole Outdoors. What problems are you having? You know what? I tried the overlays. I tried Stream Elements because Streamlabs just unfortunately didn't work for me. It kind of messed things up. So I tried Stream Elements, and you know what? I put one of the overlays in, and it looks great. But then when you try to load everything, it's like it locks in on one overlay. But when you want to kind of go in between everything, it doesn't work for me. So yeah, it is what it is. It could maybe it's just my computer. I'm not sure. Skills. Hey, Bob, how are you? It's good to see you and Eric, Bob. It's great to see you, fellas. Good to see Treasure Hustlers. It's good to see everybody here. Thank you very much. I know it's Friday. You know, people are busy, so the idea that you just even came for a second, I really appreciate it. Thanks again. Much appreciated. Hope the audio stays in here today. Cole Outdoor says, get with me after this and I can help you fix it. Okay, sounds good. That's awesome. Where are we here? Everybody, you know what? If you haven't seen Big Keg, he did a live, it must have been early morning over here, but it probably would have been about 10 or 11 o'clock over at his time. I didn't get to see it live. I sent him a message saying, hey, I'm sorry I couldn't watch it live. It was just too early for us. But I watched the replay. I think it's just a little over 30 minutes. I know Mia, Ozzy 1968 was on, but I didn't get to see it. You know, he looks like he's having a good time, doesn't he? And it's good to hear that he seems to be enjoying what he's doing. He looks like he's looking after one of the fellas that he must have known years ago and stuff. And Recycle Dude, Eric says, I'll be going live tonight. Good. I'm glad to hear that. We'll be here. We got the kids, and you know, a storm's going to hit here this weekend, so we're definitely going to be probably in all weekend, so we'll definitely be watching tonight. Being Outdoors. Hey, everybody. It's good to see you, Being Outdoors. Thank you very, very much for coming. It's great to see everybody. It is. What I'm doing is, my wife had said, you know, I put the chat here on the screen, but I've been putting the pop-out chat to the left and right. My wife said, you know, it doesn't really matter if you look at yourself. Put it right in the middle, so it kind of looks like you're looking at the camera. And who was it? Country. There's a fella that came across last night. Real quick, Country Time or Country. He's a fella from Florida, and my gosh, I didn't know what I was going to expect, but he's real technical in his stream. It's amazing. I don't know if he uses a GoPro or what, but it's absolutely amazing footage in that he has. I'll find out for next stream, but he's got like an OBS setup, and this is fantastic. His image is, it's like it's in 4K, but he's using like some kind of, he says even an older GoPro in that, but it looks like he's in a bunker, but I can't think the guy's name. Country 3D or Country Time or something, but he's like a southern fella from Florida, but my gosh, does he have a great stream, this fella? He does. Oh, recycled. Oh, thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. It's nothing like yours. Like I like the way yours are set up. You know, when you had the bar and then when you had the stadium and stuff like that, the arena. I love that. It doesn't work for me. I unfortunately, you know, maybe it's my computer. I don't know, and I wish I could change it, but it could be me too. I'm not really 100% technical with this. I tried to watch the tutorials. I thought I had it, but this is what I can do, and anyways, I'm okay with it. I tried. I even put the avatar logo and stuff today. I went through and I just popped it up there. I figured that way I could drop some one of the pictures, and if I did, I don't want to push it out too much on the throughout the stream and on the view. But it's kind of nice. It's kind of making it not so. You know, it's the kitchen and living room, so just trying to jazz it up without having an overlay behind it. But let's see here. Cole Doris, did you change the settings? Mine is only using like 1.2% of my computer output. That's my problem, Cole. I don't know enough about it, and I've tried to find the tutorials. I just step by step, but they all seem very similar. There's a few that are a little different, but tweak this, tweak that, but it just hasn't fixed it. So, but maybe talking to somebody about it might help. I don't know. Country Cycle Cam. Hey, what's up, Country Cycle Cam? It's great to see you. Cool Outdoor says if you have Hangouts when you're done. Okay, sounds good. Cool Outdoors. It sounds good. I will. I'll try that. I'll send you a message and maybe we can talk about it. Let's see here. Fireman CV. Hey, Fireman CV. How are you? It's great to see you. You know what? I used your tutorial this afternoon. I put the logo. The logo avatar, and I was able to take everything out and put it up there. I've just been trying to improve it. I tried a few other things. Tried to do overlays, and unfortunately I don't know. Maybe you can do it just through OBS, and if you can do that, that'd be great. But I tried like Streamlabs and Stream Elements because I thought that's the only way I could get the overlays underneath everything. But it locked everything up. I couldn't use it, so I just went to this. But I like what I have here right now, and I like putting the logo up. You were showing on like images and stuff like that, so I went to the video and watched that, and I was able to remove some of the stuff, the background, and just leave the actual avatar logo. So I kind of liked it that way. But it was just something real quick, but just kind of trying to jazz it up a little bit. But the chat, the only other thing I want to do at this point is I need to resize it a bit, but I want to change the back layer of the chat from white maybe to like a black backdrop or something maybe, but I need to figure out how to do that. That's all. In the woods with Wolfie afternoon. How are you? It's good to see you. Let's see here. Oh, good, Steve. So you saw the avatar, the logo change. Yeah, logo. We just put it. I put it there. My wife doesn't even know that I've done it, but I thought I'd try it, see how it worked in that. Country Cycle Cam. Yeah, I like it too. But what I like is way Fireman CV had put in his video on removing the portion of the top that says Top Chat and then the bottom that says say something. I wasn't able to get that done quickly today, so I will get that probably on the weekend. I'll change that. Get that removed because I like the way he does it in the video, telling you how to remove that because it gives it a nice clear look. Not that it doesn't look okay, but to remove that top portion, the bottom will. I think it'll help out a bit. Didn't I walk you through that? You may have. I don't know. And going through your videos, I've tried my best, and I followed this instruction. It has worked. I just didn't get the top portion and the bottom. I was kind of doing it quickly, so that part I haven't finished yet. And but the overlay part I still need to work on. But even if it is what it is here, I'm fine with it. Freaky Deaky CC fan. I love that name. I love it. Cool Outdoor says Fireman CV helped me yesterday. I learned a lot. So you want to get with me and I'll show you. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's see. Let me see. Sorry, everybody. I'm just running through the chat. It just takes me a second, so I'm really sorry for the wait here. Just don't want to miss anybody. Cole says he builds a new overlay. That's awesome. GG Adams, hey buddy, how are you? It's good to see you. Nice to see you. Oh my gosh, Whiskey Woman 5. Hey, how are you? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. You know what? It's funny. I'm starting to get like friend requests on Facebook, and you know you don't know everybody's name, and you get somebody's friend request, and it's just their name. It's like, who the heck is that? And you know them by the channel, but sometimes you don't know them by their name. It's like I had one today. I don't want to say the fella's name. Just a younger fella, and I'm like, I think I know him, but I have no idea. But I see all his friends were, you know, everybody that I know, but I still, to this point, I don't know who he is, actually. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think the chat, Fireman CV, you do show how to do that, like to remove that portion. You might be talking about the colorization of the chat too. I will. You know what? I'd appreciate that. Thanks again, Fireman CV. Yes, you know what? Check out Fireman CV. He has some great tutorials and stuff in his on his channel and stuff. And you know what? That's where I followed everything for OBS and that. And you know what? They're fantastic. They really are. Different video, Han and Brody. How you doing? It's good to see you. Sawyer in the Mill. Hey, how are you? Love the logo. It looks awesome. Well, it's something my wife did, but I just put it up there today. I'm just trying to put something else up. I don't have like a running video. If I get like an intro or something, maybe we can figure that out. But once I get that, maybe I know Fireman CV has like how to put video up, and that's pretty cool how you do that. So I may try that as well. Happy trails hiking. Hey Kay, how are you? It's good to see you. I'm sorry, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been around a lot lately, so it's good to see you, Kay. Thank you very much for dropping, and I appreciate it. I do. Price House, seriously, the logo looks exactly like it's awesome. Well, you know what? We had that, you know, the other one, just pretty much with just the name, pretty much, and like a slash through it, like orange, black, and yellow and white or something like that. It was just something done through Windows really quick when we started, and I know it might look basic to somebody, but it's literally, you know, the Chrome Dome with a pair of glasses. It's just a picture. It just kind of gives it a little bit more lively, a friendly look, and that's Joe made it up, and I like it. I really do. Hey Joy, how are you? It's good to see you. Joy Stewart, it's nice to see you. Fireman CV says it takes a second to fix it. Okay, great, good. Unfortunately, I need that second. That's my problem. But yeah, no, I really appreciate that. I really do. Let's see here. Michelle Verico, how are you, Michelle? It's nice to see you. I really appreciated everybody for coming this afternoon. I really do. Let's see here. It's good to see everybody. Gil Skills, I have the same issue. Oh, Bob, that's funny. Whiskey Woman 5, good to see you, Jeff. How's Jojo and the kids? Well, you know what? The kids, Ethan, our son, is off school. It's a PD day, a professional development day, so he was off. But our daughter, she's in grade 10. She's in high school. She's not off because she's home, actually. She's off right now. But she's not supposed to be off because they're getting ready for exams in another week and a half, or 2 weeks, I guess. Week and a half. Yeah, 2 weeks, I guess. The end of the month. And so she's been, this last week or two, she's been busy with projects, exams, and stuff like that. So I think she was burning the candle at both ends. She's just exhausted. I was a little under the weather yesterday, and she called me last night from her mom's and said, Dad, can I come over in the morning? I said, yeah, no problem. When I get finished everything and I go take Joe to work in the morning, I'll pick you up. So I picked her up. She came home here, and she's what was it, about 9:30 or so. She pretty much went upstairs and went to bed. So yeah, the kids are good, but it's funny, I haven't seen them all day. My son is upstairs on Xbox playing Fortnite for the last 4 or 5 hours, and she's sleeping. So surprise, surprise. But tonight I imagine it'll be a madhouse here. It always is with the kids. One of them wants to have a sleepover. But we've already told her, you know, you weren't feeling good the last 2 days, and you've got exams and that you need some studying. It's a no sleepover weekend, because it seems like every weekend it's like kids here galore. We're running them just like every parent and stuff. You're running them from one end of the city to the other. So, but none of that this weekend. Where are we? As my wife would say, we're at home. How to Cook by Ellen Kalula. Hey, how are you? It's nice to see you. Welcome. I appreciate you coming. Happy Friday. Let's see here. Michelle, hi, how are you? It's good to see you. Let's see. Okay, there we are. So I think I'm caught up now. Let me just take a sip of water. Michelle says, I have my nephew over and he's a handful. He's 5. Oh gosh, yeah, I can just remember that age. It feels like just yesterday some days. But yeah, no, ours, my son, our son is 11. He just turned 11, if you can believe, New Year's Day. He was supposed to be born Christmas, and my wife, I still remember that, 11 years ago, she prayed and prayed and prayed at that time. She says, please don't let him be born Christmas Day. Please don't let him be born Christmas Day. And he wasn't, thank goodness, I guess. I mean, nothing wrong with Christmas Day, but she didn't want that for his birthday. But then she went to see the doctor a couple days after Christmas, and he says, I'll induce you. So we went New Year's Eve, and we sat there for a couple hours. You ever seen the movie Hitch with, what's his name, Will Smith? I remember she laid on a gurney outside on one of the rooms because the rooms are full, and they put something like some kind of needle in your arm not to induce you, but they give you something. It's like a sedative or something. And then when you're done after a couple hours, then he says, you know what, probably in the next 12 hours you'll be back. So we went home after, it was like 7, 8 o'clock at night. We went home. Well, we were in the hospital. We ended up, they put a little TV and we literally watched Hitch. That's what we did. And then after, he said, okay, it's time to go home. You'll be back within the next 12 hours. Went home. I think we ended up watching Dick Clark. She was kind of antsy that night. She wasn't into watching it. But she says, okay, right at 12, right after the thing dropped, she went to bed. I said, no problem. So laid bed for an hour, started to fall asleep. It was like 2:30 in the morning. Then I feel, wake up, wake up, wake up. So then she says to me, she says, get up, it's time. I said, what do you mean it's time? I was half asleep. She says, okay, it's time, we're going. I said, oh, okay. So I get up. I was going to put my clothes on, and then I turned to her and I said, do I have time to take a shower? I thought she was going to, throw whatever she had at me. So anyways, we got in the car. First thing, she opens the door. She gets in the car. And she goes, what the is this? Her seat was covered in Glad bags. I covered the whole passenger seat with Glad bags. I figured, you know what, if we had to rush to the hospital and her water broke, it wasn't going to go all over the car. I thought she was going to me at that point, but it's funny, nobody was on the road, but that night there was a snowstorm. It literally, when we went to bed, there was nothing, but 2.5, 3 hours later, it was coming down like blazes, and literally the car was going all over the place. I didn't think we were ever going to get there, but we did. Hey, Renee D. Guitar Suite, how are you, buddy? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Electronic Students, oh my gosh, how are you? It's good to see you. How you doing? It's nice to see you. I ranting there for a second, I guess, or spieling off for a second, but it's good to see everybody. It is. Oh my gosh, I think you might have changed your name. Nikos Polski Ariel. Hey, how are you? It was just Nikos Polski previously, wasn't he? Did you? You must have changed the avatar logo and you've added the Ariel part. Nikos Polski. I haven't seen you. We haven't talked in a while. I think I saw you in a chat about a month or so ago. It's great to see everybody. Say hi to each other. Say hi to Nikos Polski. It's great to see you, buddy. I'm sure you've changed that. You've added the Ariel part. I'm pretty sure about that. Cool. Fireman, the Nightbot. Yes, I can't get used to that, but yes, you like that Gil Skills, Bob? Nico Polski Ariel. I like that. Gives it a fresh look in that. Hey, Adrian, how are you? True North Angler. It's good to see you. Hi, Jeff. How are you? Just came in to say hi and support everybody. Can't stay long. I have to get back to work soon. Adrian, no worries, my friend. No worries. It's great to see you. You know what? Appreciate you coming. Have a good weekend, Adrian. Have a nice weekend. From Zero to Homestead. Hey, everybody. It's good to see you from Zero to Homestead. Thanks very much for dropping in. You know what? If there's somebody you don't know or one of the channels, say hi to them. You know, there's a lot of great people. Actually, everybody's great here. And you know what? If you do not know somebody, leave them a message. Some people say don't like leaving a message. This way, you know what? They know you were there. It's an engagement to let them know that you were on their channel. So you know what? They have the opportunity to come to your channel and check it out too, because you never know. You know, you might be missing your next best friend or new interest if you don't check them out. So yeah, check each other out. And you know, if you like what you see, great. If you don't, the same with me. If you don't like what you see, it's okay. I mean, I understand completely. You know what? Some people are going to care for me, some aren't, and that's just life. You know what? None of us are going to be the same all the time, and which is totally fine. But yeah, everybody check each other out. Hey, Marie, how are you? It's the Perchers. Well, good evening, all. It's nice to see you, Marie. It is good to see you, Marie. If people haven't seen Blame Chris, Chris Price's, he put a new video out a few hours ago, and it's pretty funny. All I have to say is check the box out. But yeah, Blame Chris, everybody. He's pretty humorous fella from the UK. I don't think you'd be disappointed. Blame Chris, everybody. That's the channel name. Let's see. You know what? I have a question. Does anybody know? No, nobody has to answer this, but Joy, maybe you can answer it. Does anybody know? I haven't seen Priscilla Mayu, or Mayu, I can't say her last name. I haven't seen her in forever, and I just wonder if she's still on here. Anyways, if she is, great. If not, that's fine too. Renee Guitar Suite, One Good Movie, Idiot, A Star Is Born, in 2018 American musical romantic film produced and directed by Bradley Cooper. Yes, we've seen it. My daughter wanted to see it, so we saw it. Now, it is a good movie, it is. 12, 14, 13. What? Oh, I thought you were saying yours was Michelle. Oh, wow, that's awesome. It must be December 14th, 2013. Yikes. Yeah, that's close, isn't it? It is. It is. Oh my gosh, Food Destination. How are you? It's nice to see you. It is great to see you. Good to see you, True North Angler. Yes, Joy Stewart, Martin and Marie. Yes, Marie and Martin. Purchase, yeah, I watched it and tweeted out. He deserves any more subs that. Yes, Marie, he so does. He deserves way more. I don't understand at all, and I'm not going to talk about it on here. But Marie, you're 1 billion times percent correct on that. I can't figure it out. I don't understand it, Marie, because the fella's humor is brilliant. Like, I in my mind, I think that's my humor. It may not present itself like this on here, but I feel the exact same way, Marie. 100%. I really do. Chris is a great fella. Joy Stewart says she's mostly Instagram, Jeff. Okay, no problem, Joy. No problem. I just wondered, you know what? I saw her for a while, and then all of a sudden, I said to Joe, I said, when I see Joy all the time, I don't see Priscilla anymore. But I'll check out on Instagram for her then. Ozzy1968 says, hey, Jeff, how far are you and JoJo from Calgary? It looks like that's where I'm based for my holiday. Oh my gosh, Mia, that's awesome. We're quite a distance. We're in the middle of Canada, close to Toronto, Mia. We're about 2 hours from Toronto, 2 hours from Detroit. We're in a place called London, Ontario. It's close to Toronto, Detroit, and Niagara Falls. So we're in that kind of loop. We're in the Great Lakes area, and we're pretty much like a little triangle, pretty much. But we're quite a distance from Calgary. Calgary's closer to Calgary's in Alberta, and Alberta's right next to BC and Saskatchewan. But so you're pretty much you'd be pretty much on the west coast out in Alberta in Calgary, Mia. But you're gonna have a great time. I've never been out west. I've been in the airports out there, but I've never actually stepped foot on out west, unfortunately. But you're gonna have a blast. I can't wait to hear about it. You know, I imagine it's probably a few months away. Is it, or is it this year, Mia, or next year? Colator says, see everybody later. I'm going to play with the Stream Live bot. Okay, Cole Outdoors. We'll see you later. Okay, you have a good one, buddy. Lovely Lisa Warrior Queen. Hey, how are you? It's nice to see you. It is nice to see you. Hope everybody's having a great Friday. You know what? It's fantastic as far as I'm concerned. You know what? I found this goofy little. Who is it? Scott Fichter? Fichter? He's a friend with the Min Dad. So I was watching, I think either this week or last week, he put up a little video on that, one of his latest videos, and he was talking about thumbnails. And you know, you can see I don't do a lot of thumbnails. Usually our thumbnails were some of them are Joe and us and the kids and stuff, like visuals and stuff, but a lot of them are like outdoor shots. So like, you know, wherever we are, we'll take photos, and that's usually what we use for photos. But anyways, we found this thumbnail page, and it's free. You can use all of these uncopyrighted copyright-free thumbnails. You just type in anywhere like beaches, oceans, outdoors, whatever you want. So anything you want, it's there. So I started using them, and usually our thumbnails, I probably should change the thumbnail every day. If we're making a video, the thumbnail would be different for each video. But for the lives, usually these Monday to Friday, I commit don't quit live streams. They're the same stream every day, except I always keep each week the same thumbnail. Maybe I should change it, I don't know, but I like the look of them. There's colorful ones, and you know, they have beautiful backdrops and stuff, and then you can change the logos and stuff, the avatars, everything like that. But I like the way it's the first one I come across like that. I didn't realize, I'm not as familiar as some of you might be with a lot of stuff, so for me, I thought it was fantastic, and I love to be able to, I'm a very outdoors person myself. I love, like, if I had all the money in the world and, you know, I didn't have a family, I'd spend the rest of my life traveling. If I had all the money to swim with, I would be at this destination, that destination. Just imagine, like a lot of people. But at this point in my life, it's great to be have my family, and you know, we once in a while get to travel, but a lot of the things are weekend stuff. Once you have kids, it's not as economical to go to, you know, to the Caribbean or wherever you want, or overseas like maybe it was when you were younger. So, but I still love doing stuff with the family, and that I really do. Let me see here. Yes, Marie, please drop this channel. I'm sorry. You know what? If you have that blue, yes, you can. No worries at all. Please please drop it. Not a worry at all. No worries. Okay, Raza, take care, my friend. Yeah, sorry, I started yapping, and you know what? Sometimes I miss a little bit of the chat, so I do miss it. Lovely Lisa Warrior Queen. It's 50 degrees out. Yikes. I don't even know what the weather is here at this point. I do not know what it is. And Aussie 1968 Mia said this year, but more likely about Christmas time. Okay, so pretty much a year away. That's awesome. That is good. Yes, I love Lisa Warrior Queen. I'll tell Joe you said hello. She's at work. She's actually, you know what? I can't forget today. I don't have as much time. Usually I get out of here by 3:25. I don't have to where I can stay a little later today. But by 4, I won't stay to 4. I promise that. But usually Joe's done at 5, but she's finished at 4:30 today. She started half an hour earlier. One of the girls had an appointment, so she had to start later. So Joe was a little excited about that. What says Joy? Let me read what you said here. Joy says, tomorrow's big protest thingies march of some excuse to mess up downtown. Oh, maybe it's where you are, Joy. I'm not sure. Oh my gosh, River Rat Skippy. Hey, what's up? Working on changing my channel up a bit and saw you were on. River Rat Skippy, it's great to see you, buddy. Have you been out fishing lately, buddy? You know what? I haven't been fishing in years. I always ask because I enjoy it. I haven't been out fishing in years. And it's funny, you know what? Since my son's been, I haven't fished in probably 12 years. And that's horrible because my son has been asking for years. Let me just, Fireman CV, I just added you as a moderator. So it probably, there. Let me just see this. Okay, Fireman CV, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I just added you as a moderator. Also, it held it. I guess so. I don't know. Sometimes maybe it must. So I just showed the message. Sorry about that. Sometimes I don't realize why it does that, but it must be something with YouTube. I'm not sure. Z68. I'm now just waiting for my solicitor lawyer to prevail and get these beeping swatters out of the house my father left me, and I'll be able to sell in. Okay, Aussie 1968 me, I understand. Mini Cooper Trooper, hey Thomas, hey Jeff, how are you doing? Good. Yes, and Marie from the Purchase is dropping Chris's link, Chris Price's link. The link is for a fella out of UK called Blame Chris. He's got a great channel, and you know what? Everybody, if you have time, check it out. You won't be disappointed. The humor is hilarious. It is. Oh, no worries, Fireman CV. I needed to just take a second to add it. That was all. Okay. Mini Cooper Trooper. Okay, bye, Jeff. Animal Lover 33. I'm live. Don't want to miss it. Okay, Thomas, you take care. Okay, Pharmacy uploading a video for your channel now. We'll give you a link in our Hangouts. Okay, that's great. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Lovely days of work when Jeff, Joy, and I are neighbors in our city. I did not know that. I did not know that. Thanks, I think. Oh, no worries, Fireman CV. No worries. Ozzy68 says, it blows my mind how I can't kick these swatters out. I can't have them charge and break and enter and trespassing. No, I mean, I understand to an extent for people, like certain laws, but on the other hand, you know, it's really sad when you think what like people that rent and stuff like that. Like I mean, we're in a townhouse, so I can't say anything about that. But people that are doing damage to people's places, I don't know how you know, the law can provide them with. But it is what it is. It's like I guess places, you know, when they need to. I don't know if the law is still this way. I don't know if it's changed this year here in Ontario, but it used to be that you had to, like, over the winter, you couldn't evict anybody, and that even if they were, you know, running a whatever in your basement or in your place or whatever, it was almost impossible to get rid of somebody. But I think that might have either changed or it be in the works at least here. I'm not too sure. Oh, Marie, I didn't realize that. I see you and I see Fireman CV now. That's great. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate that, you two. Thank you very much. Yes, Fireman CV, you sure can. You sure can. You sure can. You know what? I sometimes don't realize. You know, when you're watching the chat, you're reading the chat, so you don't. I don't really see the colors of the chat sometimes. So, oh, Fireman CVD, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yes, Joyce Chris is really funny, isn't he? His sense of humor, it's dry, but you know what? The first video I think of Chris Price's from Blame Chris I came across was just after I first came on here, and I think it was around just before Christmas, about October, November, and he put a video up, and the video was someplace where he is in the UK, and it was how all the transports they hit the bridge, and it's funny because we have the same issue here in London. There's this one bridge and it's too low, but basically they have a sign, like, you can't really see it, but it's humongous. There's no possible way like a driver couldn't see it, but at least 2 or 3 times a year a transport goes under. And you know what, if you're driving truck, you know your dimensions of your vehicle and the weight, the height, everything. You know exactly that, you know, you can't go under such and such. But every year something nails it, hits it, and changes the frame. It's been taken down almost a few times, but it's a railroad track, and so it's a bridge. In our city, they really kept it like old style London. They haven't really updated it like a lot of cities. Some people like it, some don't. I like it to a point, but it would be nice. We don't have a lot of places to get around. It's not the biggest city in the world either, but I think 35-40 years ago the urban planners could have changed the city and done a lot of bypasses. They talked about it, and then they didn't think the population was going to grow like it has. And in the last 15-20 years, the population, I can't tell you exactly. I think we were at like 350 or something. We're not at 400, but we're just a little under 400,000 now, which isn't that big. But for a city to grow that much, it's got a lot bigger too quick, and it is what it is. I imagine like a lot of big cities. This isn't a big city, but a lot of big cities, they may have rerouting areas. Let's see. Oh, Holland Ash. Hey, I've seen houses where people get evicted and all the copper has been stripped out of the house. Oh gosh, yes. I remember, you know, the last place I was working for the insurance company, we worked out by the airport, and they had it was the, gosh, what do you call it? The records department where they stored everything, and so it was off in like an industrial area, and so there was a lot of like copper wiring and stuff like that. And I remember one time we came in, and there'd been a fella, well, it wasn't a fella. I think they'd been a group of people, and they've been going through some of the backdrops of some of the company, like you said, stealing copper wiring and stuff like that. And they had like a ground crew of the police forces and stuff like that in trying to figure out. I think they figure out the group of people that end up doing it, but I didn't realize all that was worth so much money. I did not. Aussie68 Mia says, I've never rented, but the local coppers, my wonderful angels, have been making their lives hell. Apparently they are sovereign citizens. Sadly, the coppers say they have gutted Dad's house. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I am sorry to hear that. I am sorry to hear that. Love you, Lisa, Warrior Queen. Oh my gosh, Ozzy, I'm so sorry you're going through this. Yes, bad renters are not a great thing. Andy's Journeys. Greetings from Chattanooga, Tennessee. How are you, Andy? It's great to see you, buddy. It's nice to see you, my friend. So, here we are. So, how's everybody's day doing themselves? Does anybody have anything going on this weekend or this evening? Like I said, we thought my son's birthday was New Year's Day, and my wife had said a couple weeks ago, she says, we never do anything on his birthday just because, you know, it's New Year's Day and stuff, so a lot of kids, you're not really going to have the kids over for a birthday. So we usually do it a couple weeks. We usually do it either the end of January, beginning of February. We have a party or he goes and does something. So this year my wife said to him, what would you like to do? So Toronto has this thing, I think we were last year we went to, it's called Medieval Times. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of Medieval Times. They probably have them in a lot of the cities. Medieval Times is, they have this, it's like a dinner entertainment, how do I describe it? You go to this big hall, and inside they have a couple different sides. It's almost like, I don't know if anybody's been in the southern states. They have this thing called Dixie Stampede. Dolly Parton put it on years ago. I remember we've been to it. They have like a dinner theater, and they put a show on like the North versus the South. Same for the Medieval Times, except it's just going back in time. And so they put a show on, and they bring you dinner, and you kind of interact with the crowd interacts with the group below, and one side is such and such, the other side is whatever. It's like Dixie Stampede. That one side's the North, one side's the South. You're cheering for your own side. And anyways, they usually bring out like a chicken dinner or whatever kind of dinner, but they don't bring utensils. I think maybe at least Dixie Stampede didn't bring utensils. You tear the chicken apart, you eat it. It's fantastic. They bring soups out. They bring all your fixings. That's great. I can't remember if Medieval Times was the same way, but you have this great dinner and stuff, and it's actually, I think it's pretty reasonable. It's like $38 or $40. I mean, I guess if you had a ton of people, it's going to be a little pricey, but you know, honestly, $40 isn't, for what you get, is not that bad. But anyways, my wife said, would you like to go to that? So he said, yeah, I'd love to go. But, you know, we don't bring a ton of kids. We bring, like, a couple and stuff like that. But I think we were going to do it near the end of the month. But now, you know, realize our daughter's in exams. So the next 2 weekends is kind of busy. So we won't do that. But, yeah, I think in February, once everything's settled down, we'll probably go do that. That should be kind of fun. Let me see here. Let's see here. And Marie says, I have my little grandson tomorrow. Oh, that's awesome, Marie. That is awesome. Not your average Jojo. Hello, everybody. Busy at work today, but I made it. Good, Joe. Yeah, I know. I didn't know if you'd be here today, Joe. Joe had a meeting this morning, and then the girls from work were going out. Did you go to the works, or where did you go today, Joe? They usually go out once a month or something, or once every couple months for lunch. So I didn't know if you'd be here today. Indy's Journey says it's supposed to rain a lot here on Saturday. They talked about a winter storm here. I don't know what it's going to do. They said that 10 to 15 centimeters of snow, but I don't know if they've changed it. But I think we're in for a little bit of a nice storm here. Purchase Marie says Joe's in the house. Yeah, she is. She is. I didn't actually think Marie, if she'd be here today. I did not. Andy's Journey, they call it Dolly Parton Stampede now. Dixie has become offensive. Oh gosh, I didn't know that. You know what? We went a few years ago to Branson, Missouri, and they still called it Dixie Stampede at the time. But I did not know that. That's Dolly's Pardon Stampede. That's too bad. I mean, man, that's the way I remember it. But if they've changed it, I understand completely. Same kind of place. So yeah, no, I imagine is they probably, like you said, Andy, they probably just changed the name from the sound of it. Grant McIntosh, hey, Jeff and friends stopping by, heading to work. Grant, you have a good one, okay, buddy? Fireman CV, they just sent you a link in Hangouts. Thank you very much. Thanks very much. Fireman CV, do I just follow? Is just a link, watch it, and it'll just step by step imagine through. And I appreciate you doing that. I won't do it right now, but I'll do it after for sure. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Joyster, yes, amazing the outrage over words, isn't it? It certainly is. I mean, I can understand if there's a certain, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say anything, but I do understand completely to a sense. But you know, sometimes I think some things have got out of hand, but I shouldn't. I don't want to make light of anything, especially I don't want to offend anybody either. But I don't want to offend anybody. Let's see. Sorry, I'm not ignoring anybody of the chat. I just have to see where I am in the chat here. Austin Bacasa, hey, how are you? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Green Wizard, hey, Ron, how are you? It's Wave. It's good to see you, buddy. Being outdoors, thumbs up. Thank you very much. Joe, setup looks good. Look at and stuff. All fancy. Well, you know what? I followed Fireman CVs on images and stuff like that, Joe. I just pretty much took your avatar, your logo, Joe, and you know how it had all the weight. I followed it step by step exactly. I resized it a little bit. I could have made it smaller, bigger, but literally, it's not that there's anything wrong with the photo behind it. But I thought, well, it fits there perfect. I was able to take, I don't know if it was a JPEG or PNG, but I took the white portions out and set it up, locked it, and everything set. But yeah, I like it. I like it. Oh, Marie, the purchases, Joe. I didn't want to mention it, but I think Jeff does not like your mother's painting. No, I do actually. I truthfully do. I just literally, I was trying to find a spot to put it, and I thought, you know, if I put it below, it would be literally on the couch, or if I put it too high, it looked like it was hitting the running scroll at the top. I figured that was the best spot. And literally, if I moved it too far over, you could still see the picture, but where it is, it covers it. I mean, it is what it is. Indy's Journey says, I got lucky and got to film a couple things in Nashville last weekend. I released the Parthenon video Monday, and we'll drop the Opryland Hotel video on Monday. Oh, that'll be interesting. The new Andy's Journey's in Nashville. You know, the Grand Ole Opry, or the new Opryland. Joe and I went there back, I think it was 2012, I think it was. We went to Nashville, then we went to Memphis. Joe always wanted to go to Graceland, so we stopped in Nashville for the night, and then drove, the rest of our trip was in Memphis, and then drove back. But I think on the way back, that last day before we flew out, we stopped, there's a mall, and the mall, literally in the back part of the mall, is that where the Opry is? I don't know, because I don't know where the old one was previously. Joe, yeah, no, I didn't do that to your mother's stuff, Joe, intentionally. It's a great picture. If you want, I'll bring the picture down and show everybody. I have no problem doing it that way, but it was just to put the logo up, and you know, I know you're getting me going, so I'll stop. River at Skippy, I just got done sending all my old live streams to Unlisted that took way too long. I imagine it did. Oh, Ray Sims, hey buddy, how are you? It's good to see you. Joy Stewart, I've got to run. Y'all amazing humans. Joy, take care. Have a good weekend, my friend. Have a nice weekend. Here we are. Okay, great. So, Joe, you're done at 4:30, so I will leave just after 4 today, so it won't be so bad. You know what's so funny? Ethan has not been down other than to have lunch. He had fajitas, and he told me how much he dislikes fajitas. That's what we had for lunch. And then Jenna, she's sleeping, which is probably a good thing because she really wasn't feeling the best. And, you know, once she has the sleep, it'll be the best thing. But you're right, there'll be no sleepovers this weekend. She hasn't been feeling well, and you know, she has things to do this weekend, so no sleepovers. Not your average JoJo. Laugh out, Jeff. We're joking. Yeah, no, I realize you are. I realize that. You know what? I'm just, you know how I am, Joe. You know how I am. Ray Sims. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, sir. How are you doing? Oh, good, good, good. I'm doing well. You know what? It's Friday. Can't complain. It's the weekend, and you know, I'm looking forward to it. Hope everybody is too. Purchases. I'm just joking with Joe. Oh yeah, Maria. I know you are. I know. You know what? I know, and I'm just kidding around too. But yeah, I just want Joe to know I'm not covering her mom's stuff up. I literally, if she wants, we can put the picture up somewhere else. This was just a good location. If I put it up too high, you could still see it sitting underneath, and I thought it's almost like that's sitting there. But yeah, I thought it was a good location for it. So yeah. Oh yes, Marie, the fajitas are the best. Joe makes some great fajitas. Joe's a great cook. I'm sure Martin, if Martin could hear fajitas, we left one even for Jenna. I'm pretty sure she won't have it, but yeah, we had fajitas and stuff like that last night for dinner. So let me just see here. There we are. Oh gosh. Andy's Journeys Opry Mills Mall is at one end, Opryland Hotel is at the other. Grand Ole Opry is in between. Ah, okay. Like I said, Andy's Journeys, we were literally there. We flew in. Joe, when did we fly in? The day before we left, we flew in. It was like 8:30 in the morning, and they said the hotel wasn't going to be ready till like 11 or 12. So we went, picked up the car, and then we called them, and once we called them, they said, "Oh yeah, you can come by 11." So we drove around, looking around for a bit. I think we went around lunch. We dropped things off, settled in for a bit, went around Nashville, went out for dinner. Joe got some boots downtown. Actually, she got a couple pair. They had a place where you could get like whatever the most expensive pair of boots were. You bought one, you got 3 pair. It just, you had to pay for whatever the most expensive one. When you first walked into this place, I said to Joe, I don't think we can afford this place. Everything was like $1,000, and that, like, nothing was lower than $1,000. The boots were like $2,000-$3,000. I said to Joe, I know you want a pair of cowboy boots, but that's ridiculous. We don't have that kind of money. She says, oh no, I know. Then the girl working there says, oh no, please come back in. This is what we have out front. Go to the back. She says, that's where the deals are. We said, what? Went to the back. The best deals you could ever see, like hundreds of boots, maybe 1,000 boots. Great. We got the kids' boots. I think, did you get your mom boots, Joe? But we got a bunch of boots. Maybe you got 3 pair, yourself and both kids, I think. I think one or 2 of them still have them upstairs. I'm not sure. I see 1968 Saturday 6:51 here, and enjoying a constant 10 degrees. Hotel Hospital. Laugh a lot. I'm so spoiled. Oh gosh. Brittany, hello, my first time here. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Brittany. Thank you very much for coming. Excuse me, I appreciate you coming. Purchase, did you see Bryan Adams has released a new song co-written with Ed Sheeran? No, I didn't. I thought you were going to say you're going to see Bryan Adams. Marie, this morning we found out my friend Joe had our buddy buy tickets this morning. We're going to see Def Leppard in July. I know it's, what's that, 6 months away, 6 or 7 months away. But yeah, we were able to get tickets this morning. So him and his wife and Joe and I, all 4 of us will go. So kind of looking forward to that. Kind of, I said, a double date. Oh, the purchase, Marie. We got, oh, Joe, there you go. We got Def Leppard tickets today. Woot woot. Yeah. You know what? And you know the funny thing about that is I talked to my friend the day before, and he said, do you want to go see Def Leppard? I said no, because I thought, it'd just be him and I. It'd be too expensive. So I told Joe, and she says, heck yeah, we're going to go. And I said, what? So then she messaged my buddy, and he says his wife wanted to go, so all 4 of us. But he couldn't get tickets till this morning. Purchase, Joe, you need to message me live on Facebook when you go. Oh yeah, no, I imagine it'll be fun. I imagine it will be. And it's July 22nd, is it, Joe? I did not know. Brittany, welcome. You've landed in a great channel with amazing people. Yes, Mia, she certainly has. You know what, Brittany, welcome. And like I always say, anybody new to the chat, welcome them. Check their channel, leave them a message, so that way they know. Because sometimes things can become overwhelming. It's great on the chat sometimes, but sometimes, like I said, you don't see absolutely everybody. So if you leave a message, they can check your channel out as well. Godson Kelvin, hey, how are you? It's good to see you, my friend. It is nice to see you. Marie, I love you, Jojo, but now I love you more. I love it. Oh, and Marie, guess who's opening up for Def Leppard? Tesla. If I don't know if you remember Tesla, they were what 80s, 90s band in that, but I think they're certain parts of the States. You know, it's funny, Marie. Here, that music's not really as popular anymore, but in the States, I know in certain states that kind of music is still popular, and I love it. When I was a teenager, we grew up. I grew up till I was a teenager in Toronto. And then later teens, we moved to a small town, about an hour out of Detroit. So most of our music concerts we went to were down in Detroit. And Detroit has the Motor City and stuff like that. A lot of Motown and a lot of great rock stations too, and a lot of great entertainment. And if you want to see some good music and stuff and different shows, and Detroit. For years, it was pretty run down, but great place to see a lot of things, and they've improved it over the last 10 years. It's a little more up and coming. They've put a little bit of money into it, and previously Detroit was a place that they just ripped down everything. I remember the first time I took Joe through it years ago. I said, now when you go through it, everywhere you look off the highway, you're going to see houses burnt down. She goes, what are you talking about? I said, and they burn their own houses down. It's not people coming in. It's people burning their own places down. And she says, you got to be kidding. And as we drove each intersection we drove by, you could see the old places, and they just literally torched them. But she couldn't believe it. But yeah, you never see anything like it. But Detroit's it used to be I imagine it still is, but it was a very dangerous place back in the day. Dirty Dog Diggers concert, yeah. Dirty Dog Diggers, it's nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you. Belker TV, hey, how are you? It's nice to see you. Andy Shearnings, next time you get into Nashville, you got to try to drive down to Chattanooga, only a couple hours away. You know what? I think we went years ago, Andy's Journeys. No, I'm not going to lie to you. It's probably been 30 years, but I think we used to go through there. Now, what I've gone through, here's a good question, Andy. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't, but we used to go down to South Carolina every summer in August. When we went, we'd come through Canada, go into Michigan, down in Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina. Do you think we would have went, because there was a fork where everything switched to show you how to get to Chattanooga, to Lexington, to all the different locations and stuff. I don't know if we would have went through Chattanooga. We may have, we may not have. I might have been telling you a fib there. I'm not really too sure, but it would be kind of fun. Joe's never been to that part of Tennessee. Truthfully, Joe's only time she's ever to Tennessee was when we went to Nashville and Memphis, but and we flew there, so we didn't actually drive. But that would be fun. I think Joe would love it. And you know, the one thing I do miss when we went there, either to Tennessee or Kentucky, I would love to go to some of those distilleries. I said to Joe, we didn't have, I think we were there for 5 days, so we didn't have a lot of time to get to see everything. But I would love to. There's more than Jack Daniels, I realize that, but I would have loved to gone to a couple of distilleries, even if it was just one to see one. My brother, they went to Louisville, is it Louisville, Kentucky or something? They went to, I think he went to one of the distilleries down there, but I think it would be really fun. Well, thanks, Godson Kelvin. It's good to see you, my friend. Purchase. I had Lloyd Cole blaring in the office today. My gosh, there's a blast from the past, Marie. I haven't heard that name probably since like the Smiths. And do you remember the House Martins? Do you remember that band, the Smiths and the House Martins in the 1980s? I remember Lloyd Cole and all those. Lloyd Cole was back in the 80s, wasn't he? But I imagine if I said the House Martins, you know who I was talking about, Marie. I imagine a lot of people would not know who the House Martins are, but I'm sure you do for sure. Mickey XOXO, hey, Mickey, how are you? OBS looking good. Thanks, Mickey, I appreciate it. You know, I liked the video on, you know, talking about the thumbnails and that, Mickey. You did a good job. Yeah, not your average JoJo. Woot woot, Marie. My data resets 2 days before, so I'll be able to do it, no problem. Oh, geez, yeah, Joe. Yeah, we don't have the best data plan here, do we, Joe? Not at all. Learning Habit. Hello, everybody, including Wise of the Day. Learning Habit, it's nice to see you. Purchase Marie says, I've started planning a month-long Route 66 tour. So freaking excited. Oh my gosh, you know what? That would be the coolest thing ever, Marie. Going back on those old highways and stuff. You know, I don't know if I've ever been down Route 66. Maybe in previous spots, but I'm not going to lie and say that I have. 1968, not Marie, Mia says, "Oh my gosh, heard about that Detroit people burning their own houses, but I just thought it was media exaggerating. But why would anyone burn their homes? Or I don't get it. Why, Mia? You just if you look up Detroit, like Detroit from the probably the '60s and '70s and some of the '80s, you know what? It was a booming boost of auto. Michigan was at one point. The three big automakers were, I mean, they're still there, but in the early 80s and stuff, you know, the auto industry kind of went bust at the time. Places like Flint and a lot of the places that were booming and booming. Michigan, what Michigan brought was a booming in either the end of the 20s or beginning of the 30s, with people from the south that didn't have work. They were coming from the fields. They came into Michigan at that one point, and you know what? It was booming. At one point, one of the biggest cities in all of North America, one of the most booming places in all of North America, even compared to the other huge cities there, was Detroit. Everybody came for work, and I mean, it boomed and boomed and boomed. Then, you know, the bubble burst in the 1980s. I remember Lee Iacocca and stuff like that telling the stories. And then, you know, if anybody's ever seen Roger Me, the documentary by Michael Moore and stuff, he talks about Flint, Michigan, and I mean, all you have to do is go through Flint. Nice, you know what? You can see that it was a nice place at one time, but Michigan, it's you know, anybody from Michigan can tell you the story, but I think of all the horrible stories, especially with what happened in Flint with their with the issue with their water and stuff like that, and not getting it fixed for those people. You know, we had a water issue here in Canada about 20 years ago, where the levels were messed up. But I forget, I don't know if it was a good year before these people could only drink bottled water. They were shipping it in. You couldn't drink the water there. It would kill you in that. But literally, Michigan was it was booming, and then when the auto industry took a change, things changed drastically and stuff, unfortunately. And it's a big historical story on all that. But if you looked it up, you definitely, there's a lot more than me just yapping here about it. But very interesting. And I love, I like documentaries. Let's see here. But yeah, no. If you knew Detroit back in the day, it's changed. I mean, I'm sure there are places the same, unfortunately. But just like any other big city, like LA and New York, I know things have changed in some of those cities too. But you know, every place has problems. But there was a lot, and it had to do with, you know, economics and stuff like that for the people, unfortunately. But oh gosh. Andy's Journeys, there's an Interstate 24 that goes from Nashville to Chattanooga, then 75 goes to Knoxville or Atlanta. Okay, so yes, maybe it was not, I don't know if, Andy, I know we're either through Chattanooga or Knoxville, and I don't know if it was Knoxville. It might have been Knoxville then, I don't know. But I know we went through 75, but I don't know if it was Knoxville, Chattanooga, so I don't want to lie to you and say I remember it. But it was about 30 years ago. Learn to have it like Detroit. Yes, Purchase Marie says, oh yes, love the House Martins. He's still releasing stuff over here. Is he really? Now, here's a good question. Marie, I don't know, maybe you'll remember this name, maybe you won't. A guy named Miles Hunt. He was in a band called The Wonder Stuff. There's a name. It may not be as familiar, but I love The Wonder Stuff back in the 80s. They were a good band, along with all the other heavy and other different kind of music. But I liked The Wonder Stuff at the time. Andy's Journey says, Route 66 would be great. Wouldn't it? I certainly think it would be. Purchase is going to hire a massive RV and cruise all the way. That would be amazing. Andy's Journeys, the Purchase, look up Justin Scared on YouTube. He has done a lot of stuff on Route 66 and has a lot of info. I imagine that would be amazing. Aussie 1968 Mia says, regarding Detroit, I was planning to include it in my holiday, but the travel agent convinced me it was too dangerous for tourists. That made me so sad to hear. Well, I mean, I don't know much about it myself, Mia. I haven't been to Detroit. Like, we go through Michigan all the time, but we go an hour and a half to the other side of Michigan. So we don't cross anymore through Detroit. We cross in a place called Port Huron, and that takes you to a different route. And that would take us like the route to go through Indiana and to Illinois to my brother's. But we don't usually make it as much anymore through Detroit. I'd like to, because there's a lot going on. But unfortunately, it's 2 hours this way and an hour over to the other side of Michigan. Andy Stearns, I am thinking you maybe came through Knoxville easier to hit North Carolina and South Carolina. I think so too, Andy. And like I said, I don't want to lie to you and tell you. Like, the names are familiar, and I think it might have been Knoxville. I'll ask my mom. My dad's not with us anymore, but I'll ask my mom. She'll tell me. I'll ask her this weekend. I will ask her this weekend. But I think you're right. Probably is Knoxville, but it was so many years ago. I'll find out. Only I will purchase the Wonder Stuff. Yes. Oh, I'm just thinking of bands that I remember from the olden days, Marie. I'm just thinking about that. Average Joe. Joe, it's good to chat with you guys. Got to head back to work. Have a great weekend. Oh, yes, you too, Joe. You too. So let me just check this here. Where are we? Okay. Well, I hope I haven't bored anybody to death here today. I hope I haven't. It's Friday, and I've had a great day today. I really have. I have had a great day. What was I going to say now? I don't know what I was going to say. It's so funny, I don't know what's going on upstairs because the kids are so darn quiet. But usually if they're quiet, something's going on. But I realize my daughter's sleeping, and Ethan, he's up playing video games. So, where Andy's Journey says, Eddie the Day, if you do come this way, message me on Facebook and I can help you with local info. Well, I will, Andy. I certainly will, my friend. What? I always said to Joe, Andy, I'll tell you a little story. I said, about we went to Branson. What happened is, was it 2 or 3 years ago? It was just, when did Dad pass away? He passed away in September 2015. So it must have been like October of 2016. We took my mom and we planned a trip. We were going to go down to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina, but it was the first week or so of October. But unfortunately, we weren't thinking at the time when we planned the trip. It's usually hurricane season down in South Carolina in the southern states and stuff. And we were leaving on the Friday night, and Tuesday or Wednesday, we started hearing on CNN there was a hurricane coming into South Carolina. And we thought, it will be fine. I said to my mom, it'll be fine. We'll just bypass it. So we never took any precautions. Then Thursday night rolled around, and the update came in that you couldn't actually get into the one portion. The highway was blocked off. The state troopers were not allowing people could get out, but you couldn't get into South Carolina. They weren't allowing anybody in. So at that point, we're like, okay, trip is canceled. But we had the week off from work and stuff. So pretty much within about 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours, we had to plan another trip. So we got together and we were talking about, I think we were talking about going to Gatlinburg. Then we talked about going to Branson. I'd never been to either place. And, we looked at the price, and my mom had said Gatlinburg would be great. And, but then a lot of it was booked at the time, because what had happened, everybody that was going down to the South Carolina had to find different locations. So the prices were jacked up, and unfortunately a lot of the sites that you were looking to get into, they're booked. You couldn't even get into Gatlinburg, and the areas, you had to go almost like 2 hours outside of Gatlinburg, and it didn't make any sense. So the next closest location, and literally we had this in a couple hours, was Branson. And my mom, I didn't know anything about Branson. I thought, that's like a senior's place. I'm not interested in going to Branson. But then she says, oh no, it should be fine. And we're like, oh well, whatever. We're gonna have fun. It's a week, right? Who cares? So we went to Branson, and my gosh, I had the best time ever, didn't we, Joe? I don't think my wife's here anymore, but we had a great time, and that's why we went down there. It was a lot of fun. I'd never been into Missouri in my life, and I always said to Joe, if I ever get a chance, I went through Indianapolis and stuff like that. If I ever get a chance, I want to go back to Missouri. I want to go to St. Louis. I've heard I've heard horror stories about St. Louis, but my gosh, did it ever look? What I saw looked beautiful, and I love to go back to St. Louis. I've always said to Joe, even if it was for a weekend, but St. Louis looked amazing to me. So, but that's my journey there. Sunshine World Girls 26. Hey, how are you? Love you all. It's nice to see you. Thank you very much. Andy's Journeys. Branson isn't exactly close. No, it is not, is it? I imagine it's not. For us, it was just that was the easiest. We couldn't go any other way, unfortunately, Andy. And like I said, we'd never been down there. And, we had a great time. We really did. We went through the mountains and stuff. And it's funny. Go through the Ozark Mountains and stuff. I never realized how beautiful it was. because I talked to Joe over and that's my wife. I talked to Joe over and over again, and we'd planned for months about going to South Carolina. And I said, you're gonna love it. You're gonna get to go through like, if anybody's from Ohio, sorry, I don't have. I will keep my mouth shut about Ohio, but to me, Ohio was the most boring state I've ever been through in my life. It's the flattest, most boring state. 4 or 5 hours of just. So I can't. When I go through Ohio, sorry, anybody that's from Ohio, I can't wait to get through it. But anyways, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina. I said once you get into the Smoky Mountains, that's some of the most beautiful. The mountains there, to me, the next best ones, the Smoky ones are my favorite, but the next best ones would when you're going through Pennsylvania. I always said to Joe, if we could go through Pennsylvania, show her that. She'd like that, especially Amish country and stuff. But to me, my favorite are the Smoky Mountains, 100%. I'll never forget those in a million years. Andy's journey, St. Louis is extremely dangerous. Oh yeah, I heard it at one point. I knew a fellow that drove a truck. He said it was like the murder capital of like the United States, I think St. Louis was. I knew this fellow that said if you ever were to drive big rig, he always told everybody that the one thing you never did when you're going through Missouri, like in St. Louis, he says you never stop at a light, like after dark. If there's nothing coming, you just blaze through the stop signs. You do not stop. I couldn't figure what he was talking about, but he said it's so dangerous down there. And anyways, I could tell you stories about that and down in Texas, some of the on the border and stuff, but I will not go on about that. I see 1968. Mia says driving through Ohio sounds like 70% everything driving around Australia. Oh, Mia, it's so boring. I've been through Ohio a million times, and I'm not. And I could not be self-promotion for the state of Ohio at all. Nice people, like you know, there's different parts of Kentucky and different parts of Ohio, and you know, there's Bowling Green, Ohio. There's Bowling Green, Kentucky, but you know what, Bowling Green in Ohio is absolutely beautiful. But other portions, there's like Dayton, there's Cleveland, but. Yeah, I'll keep my mouth shut about Ohio. I'm not supposed to talk about that. I'm just supposed to keep my trap shut about that. I am supposed to keep my trap shut about that. But let's see. I probably made everybody run away today. I yapped on, but I don't mind the Cincinnati area. No, I don't mind it at all either. Andy, now Cincinnati borders right on the river, right, and right into Kentucky. I'm not sure exactly what. On the other side, what part of I can't remember because it's been years. It's probably been 20, 25 years through that portion, but Cincinnati is nice. You're right on that. You are right about that. I think the last time I was in Ohio was 96. My brother and my buddy, we went the weekend the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame opened. We were going to go down. I said to my brother, I said to my buddy, and my brother said, let's go down. And it was like 6.5 or 8 hours, I can't remember, from here. So we drove down. We left the Friday or Saturday morning, whenever I think it was on the Saturday. So we got there and we're driving through. We had to get turned around to get back to where we were because it's pretty much on the water. There's where the Cleveland Indians played, and then right next door is where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is. And right along the water, they had an air show going on that day. And so we had the window open. It's it's August or something like that, July, August. I can't remember. It was so long ago now. But we're driving along, and I hear this weird sound. I thought, what is that? I look over, and I'm driving. I see this black thing. It's literally at almost my eyesight. My brother and my buddy said, oh, my God. I said, what's the matter? And you hear this weird sound. It's like the loudest, weirdest sound I've ever heard. It was a stealth bomber, and literally the stealth bomber was on the water. It literally looked like it was probably going a lot faster than that, but literally looked like it was going like this on the water. But it was the coolest thing I ever saw because it was literally right next to us. So Andy's journey says, yeah, the river separates Cincinnati and Covington. Yes, Covington, Kentucky. That must be in Covington. Must be in. I think we may have stayed in Covington years ago. Now that might be a lie too, Andy. I need someone, and I need a telephone and call up somebody and ask them exactly where we stayed. Muscle Car Appraisal. Hey, how are you? Mia says, yes, the Ohio people I've met are wonderful, but they themselves have said to me it's kind of the keep moving, nothing here, says folks. That's was how a Ohio local explained Ohio to me. Yeah, no, it's the people. I'm not gonna lie, very nice people. you know, and it was years ago. I was younger, so you know, I might appreciate it in my old age now. I don't know, Mia. Walker fam, hey, how are you? It's nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. You know what? I really appreciate it. Everybody coming. You know, it's Friday afternoon, and you know what? Everybody's got things going on in their life. So the idea that you stopped in, you know what? I really appreciate it. I really do. I probably should drop off in the next few minutes. But does anybody have anything else they want to talk about at all today? Or, I mean, I don't want to just sit here and yap on and everybody go, okay, I'm bored to death now. But if anybody else had anything, that's great. But it's up to you if there's anything else you had to talk about today. But you know, I don't want to say I run my gamut, but sometimes I run my gamut, and then it's best for me to just. But yeah, no, it was great today. I really had a fun time with everybody. Hope everybody's had a good afternoon. And I probably should see what the kids are doing and stuff. But yeah, Ozzy 68. Mia says that's so true. As we get older, what we want changes. Exactly, Mia. I always said that years ago we went out east to Eastern Canada. I remember when I was about 12 or 13 or 14, our parents took us to New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island. They're just on the east coast of Canada, and it's like the Maritimes provinces. And when I was a kid, you know, probably spoiled kid or something, I just wanted to go on vacation. I wanted to go somewhere hot. I wanted to go. I certainly, the last place on earth was, I didn't want to go camping like my parents wanted us to. So they took us camping. We literally went out in the middle of nowhere and went camping. And to me, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, this is the most boring place on earth. But as an adult, I would love to take our kids and my wife and stuff. She would love to go there. And I, like now, it's one of my interest points that I'd love to go visit. And, you know, I've watched a lot of documentaries and stuff, and it looks very interesting. I mean, things have updated in the last, 30-some years and stuff. But I would love to go. I think it would be an amazing, those would be amazing places. No way. So not bored. Mia, I love it. Purchase Maria. I'm off to listen to the House Marts when you're done. Caravan of Love. Oh my gosh. You know what? I like me some, what was his name? Johnny Marr from the Smiths and that, Marie. I liked all those 80s bands and stuff. The whole UK scene in the 1980s. You know what? We grew up, you know what, liking our North American, it's the American scene in the 1980s with Journey and all those bands. You weren't going to get much bigger in the United States than Journey and stuff like that. And then to have like the, you know, the new age scene and stuff in the beginning of the 80s and the mid 80s, and the LA scene of well, the LA bands and stuff, and all the different heavy metal bands. But I mean, I remember how heavy metal started in my life. They were British bands and stuff. You know, you had your Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and that, and then everything changed in that. But it certainly was a lot different. Ozzy 1968. I always look forward to starting my Saturday with all of you. I set my alarm so I never miss your Saturday streams. Well, yeah, that sounds great, and I'm so sorry it's so early for you. And I feel bad that we don't get up. Joe's always saying, you know what, one Friday morning we're going to have to set our alarm maybe 2 hours before we actually get up, and just to see Big Keg and that, because we feel bad, you know, he comes and that, but we always catch him just as he's either ended or just ending, so we kind of feel bad. But I mean, for him, it's later on in the evening, and that he starts early enough, but it would be probably 4 or 5, maybe 3, 4 or 5, something like that. But I'd like to get up and see him sometime live. Oh my gosh, I love Journey. Oh, so did I. I so did. Steve Perry, I could talk hours about that guy. And there's one of the biggest disappointments in my life was when they said goodbye to him. And I mean, the fella that sings for him now, wonderful singer, and he's a clone of Steve Perry. Nice young fella, and that no disrespect, but I mean, without Steve Perry, he was the total voice of Journey, except in the early 1970s. But he definitely was Journey. It's kind of like you know, when people remember Peter Gabriel of Genesis. And then, you know, after Lamb lies over, Lamb lies down on Broadway with Peter Gabriel. After that, all those albums, Phil Collins stepped in, and you know, some people liked it, some people didn't. It's like all your differences in music and that. Andy's Journeys. I almost never get a chance to watch YouTube on the weekend. I have a job, so the weekend is when I get to film. Yes, Andy, I understand what you're saying. I'd like to get out this weekend, but if it's going to be a storm, I don't know if I will. Mia says, laugh a lot. I get up at the latest by 4 a.m. daily, so not early for me. Well, Mia, you know what? I always said to Joe, maybe when I'm fully retired, I'll be up early and start enjoying my day. But it seems like all I want to do is sleep, sleep, sleep. But you know, I don't want to do that really. You know, otherwise I'll sleep my life away. But anyways, I should head out, everybody. I may have. I hope I didn't outstay my welcome. Z68 Mia saying Big Keg is sporting a purple beard. It looks great, bright, but fan bloody fantastic. Pardon the swear. Oh no, you're not swearing at all. I know that it been pink and then it kind of turns like an orange and stuff like that. But you know what? Good on him for doing that, Mia. You know what? Good on him for doing it. And you know, we both know, I'm sure, exactly why he did it, and that was good on him for doing that. It wasn't it? At least as far as I'm concerned, for his sister and stuff. Ivy Arena, I haven't seen Big Keg in a long time now. No, Ivy, he moved a few weeks ago down southern, what, 3.5, 4 hours from where he was, Mia. But since he's moved, Ivy, he's been very busy. You know, and I think a lot of us that know him would say that, you know, we're happy for him because you know, he's getting out, he's meeting people, and I think he lived there previously, Ivy, but he seems like he's having a great time in his spirits. You know, and I think some of us might have been worried when he moved that if he'd be down, but he certainly doesn't look it. He seems very, very happy, and at least as far as, I mean, just from what we see and stuff and talk to him, I mean, don't know otherwise personally, but he looks very happy, and we're very happy. Joe and I said, you know, it's good to see, not that you don't see him on here as much, but it's good to see him that, you know, he's out there doing things and keeping busy. So, and from everything we've heard, he seems to be having a great time. He certainly does. Purchase Marie says, have a great weekend. Oh, yes, you too. Andy, everybody have a fantastic weekend. You too, Andy. Mia, everybody, Marie, Andy, Ivy, everybody that came is here. I will probably head out. Be in outdoors. Have a great weekend. You too, be in outdoors. Thank you very much. Anybody that's either here or did come, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. The idea that you even came for a second means a lot, so thank you very much. Mia says, laugh aloud, a long way from where he was. He's actually just a hop, skip, and jump from me. Well, that's great. I'm sure, you know what, I'm sure you like that, and I'm sure he would too, Mia. I'm sure he will. Muscle car approval. Not approval. Muscle car appraisal. How you doing? I'm just heading out, muscle car appraisal, but I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank everybody, okay? But you have a great day and a good weekend. I should head out. I need to find out what the kids are up to too, because it's real quiet. Usually that means maybe some trouble. So I'll be back. I'll be back Monday the same time, 2 p.m. But usually Sunday, Joe and I do a show. It's usually after dinner here, so it could be early or late for some. But we usually do it after dinner because our daughter goes back to her mom's Sunday evening. So we usually right after that. But I don't have for the Sunday show. We call it the Jeff and JoJo show. We don't have a set time. It's whenever we can get on, so we will. Let me just read this. Ozzy 9668. The area is moved to is beautiful. He loves it. It is an area that has lousy service and lots of power cuts, unfortunately. Ah, okay. I did not know that. I did not know. By muscle car appraisal. I did not know that, Mia. That's too bad. But he does look happy, doesn't he? At least, you know what? The area looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, we didn't see it. We saw a little bit in his videos where he lived before me, but like since he's been here, I mean, we've seen a lot. But I mean, I'm sure there's a heck of a lot more to see. But it looks absolutely beautiful. It really does. But anyways, I should head out. Not that I want to, but I should head out. Jake Deal, hey Jake, how are you? It's good to see you. Ivy says, sorry, was eating, so I didn't type on the laptop. See you on Sunday. Fingers crossed. Yes, no worries. Not a worry, Ivy. I was talking. Sometimes I forget. I get yapping, and the next thing I know, it's like an hour and a half later. But Jake, it was great to see you, buddy. I'm just heading out. The kids are home. They were off school, but it's been so quiet for about an hour and a half. I should get going because I want to see what's going on. Usually when it's so quiet, it means something's up. But yeah, I should get off here and see what's going on. Jake, I really appreciate you dropping by. Ivy, everybody that came, thank you so much. I'm going to head out, okay? Have a good day and a great weekend, okay? Bid you do. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks again. Bye-bye.